Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Throwbacks with the Technodrome. I'm Scales. I'm along here with my good buddies Duff and Cast per usual, and we are back with another forgotten gem video game. Video games from our childhood, maybe spanning from like NES up to and including PlayStation 1 and N64. That is the range of our glorious youth. That we're so thankful for and we share with you in all of our episodes. I'm not going to...
Thank you for sharing your glorious youth with us, Scales.
Yes, of course, anytime.
Thought you wanted to keep that private, but we won't get into that.
Yeah, I can share it with you guys.
We'll get into that a little later.
That's... Yeah, of course. We always
will that later.
His iconic glorious youth.
All right, let's dive into this. The people are waiting. They want to know more of these hidden gems that maybe they've forgotten about, and we're going to just bring them back from the dead. Duffy, we're going to start with you this week, my friend. What do you got for us?
This week, what do I have for you? Well, I have a game. I have a game. I have a game that I did not play on NES. I did not play on Sega, PlayStation, N64, Super Nintendo, any of those platforms. I have a game that I played on the glorious PC, personal computer. I'm bringing us to that level. I feel like we really haven't dove into any of those games up until this point, but I do have a handful of games that still to this day I get nostalgic for and might be guilty of playing from time to time, even if these games aren't really even able to be found anymore. But I'm talking about a game in the wonderful franchise known as the Sim franchise. You might know some games as SimCity, the current franchise that I think is still going, and I think they might be still in development of a new one called The Sims. Yes. But one in particular that I still remember I got for Christmas one year, and it's simple but yet very addictive and stupid at the same time. The game was called Sim Tower. And this game, I don't know, I had so much fun playing. It was, like I said, kind of stupid and very simple, but object of this one is you're building and running your own like commercial / real estate kind of tower. You build your lobby, you build up floors. The goal of the game is to, increase the population within your building, be able to, create some revenue from like opening restaurants and stores and, office space, not the movie, and like, residential areas within there so that people move in. And then you get like, rewards and stuff. Like I think you have to get up to 5 stars. I think once you get to 5 stars, you like win the game. But for each star, you get like a new like add-on thing. Like, you can put in like a parking garage, or you can add in like a dining hall or something like that. And then occasionally you might get like these visits from like VIPs, and like they go. Yes, exactly. Yikes. No, yeah, you get like visits from them, and then they go through your tower, and if they don't have to wait like in a long line at the elevator or like a long line to get food or whatever, then you get a good rating, and then it can kind of give you bonus points and stuff like that. But that's basically kind of the whole game. It's very simple. There's no, if I'm not mistaken, I don't really think there's any music to the game. It's just silent with sound effects. So yeah, there's that, but I don't know. I feel like music for the game might get a little tedious as well for what you're doing. But
Phil Sims
I don't know.
Has to live in a tower because he's a giant.
think we're having some technical difficulties. I apologize, everybody. If you're listening at home, I think someone's like infiltrating our podcast with rubbish. But yikes.
Call us up, and if you want your money back, I'll send you a quarterback.
Oh, the hits keep coming.
I'm feeling nauseous. Are we gonna have like a live call-in? One day?
Is your phone? Your phone's gonna ring again?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. The phone kept ringing. It was like, oh, caller, you're on the air.
They're calling from the booth to give you the plays.
All right. Yikes.
Yeah,
I don't
know. I never played Sim Tower. I was a big fan of the Sim games. I never played that one.
I thought you did. I thought that was one that you dabbled in a little bit.
I didn't. I never played it.
I know
was it just?
haven't.
Sorry, was it just one
What was that
one
sound?
Tower that you could work on at a
Is that
time?
a scratch?
Is there a fly in here?
Sorry, scratching my beard.
Was there what was that? Was there one tower?
Is it just one tower at a time?
Just a single tower? Yeah, you create the tower and like it's. I mean, you can scroll across your screen, like you can have it go as wide as you go high, but there obviously was like limits to how long you can have it and how high you can go. But yeah,
That's what she said.
limit. Yeah.
Would you be able to change was it as detailed as like changing the prices of like things with like the restaurants, or like it's just like create the restaurant and that's it?
I mean, you could change certain things like with some rent and stuff. Like, I can't remember if you could actually change I think you could change like the general amount, but it was like a range that you could select for it.
Okay.
So
That's pretty cool.
Basic. So it was not like as detailed as you could do for like SimCity, where you could go through and like have all these taxes and all that stuff. But but it was more basic. But you could control some of the factors to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you played that, Cast?
I never played it. And my only reference point for that game is in college when
I know where this is going.
We go.
I know where this is going.
we're keeping our list of quotes, and one of our friends who has appeared on the show, Big, mentioned one time in a state of mutual and total inebriation that he was devastated when his characters Subadin and Fubadin left his sim tower. But I don't know what that means. I don't know why it's devastating. Can you? I've never even asked for an explanation.
I think
Duff,
Scales is dead. He killed Scales.
And I think he drew a picture, I think, on
I think so, yeah.
of what it would look like. I don't know what the names mean.
Basically what you could do is like if people moved into your tower, like you could actually see like the little like shadowy kind of people going through. It wouldn't have like detail, it would just be like a shadow of somebody, and you could click on it and it would tell you, I don't know, Bob Smith, he lives on floor number 7 in the apartments or whatever, or works in this office. You could go in there and actually like, I think you could like change their names so you could kind of follow them and you could track them. So you could see like where they are. Oh, they're going to lunch or they're doing this. So
they're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yikes. You're just not giving that one up, are you? So yeah, that's you could kind of track and see where some of your residents of the building were. So I guess they must have not liked them and they moved out.
Bad tower manager.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I guess so. But yeah,
I was devastated.
I still remember that notebook. Oh yeah,
I still have it.
Oh jeez. But yeah, right. that's general gist of the game, and it was fun and it was simple, and I think you can, if you look in the right places without getting too many viruses, you might be able to even download it for free.
What year are we talking?
Nice.
When did this come out? Roughly.
I can check.
It's just like
I know it had a
Windows 95 on your Pentium.
This is Windows, and I think I have 90. It was 94. 94 is what I'm showing. So yeah.
Wow. So it might have been Windows 3.1.
It could have been whatever.
Old school.
Yeah. Old school Windows right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Floppy disk in.
Okay.
That game came out in 1994.
Yeah. Long time ago. I mean, I played it,
When did SimCity come out? I thought that's when SimCity came out, roughly. I have no frame of reference here. I didn't realize
90. Hold on. First SimCity I have is 1989.
Wow.
Holy
I had
cow.
no idea that
It was way back.
franchise was that old.
Yeah, it's been around. Well, I want to say it was Maxis. Maxis, the company that created it. I don't think they're in. I think they were bought. Another developer bought them out, but I don't think they're a thing anymore. I think they were bought out, and then the rights.
Now.
And
Yeah, it's like, what company makes it? It's Maxis.
Maxis. Maxis.
Yeah.
Maybe it's pronounced like Macy's or something. I don't know. I don't know. Macy. Maxius. I don't know. Whatever. But
wow. I
awesome.
had no idea that the franchise was that old.
It's been around for a long time.
The first version of SimCity was developed for the Commodore 64 under the working
Sicily.
title Macropolis.
Commodore 64.
Yep.
Like the
Lionel Richie.
Like the group.
Yes.
Yeah.
You beat me. You beat me.
I've got all the bad jokes today. Please let me have them.
All right, there.
So instead of building a sim tower, you build a brick house.
A brick house. Yeah, I knew you were going there.
Jesus Christ! Why have I not been using the crickets?
That was so easy, like Sunday morning.
Yeah, that was an easy one. Oh, jeez. There they are. All right, cast.
I mean, I didn't think we could set the bar that low, but this would be our least watched episode. My
Yikes.
turn?
Yeah.
Your turn. Yeah, go for
All
it.
right. So going back to the NES, and I'm going to talk about Jackal. And Jackal is a phenomenal game that was well received and I think fairly popular, but you don't really hear too much about it now because it was a Konami game, I think, that lived in the shadow of Contra and Castlevania, which are two enduring franchises. And Jackal, as far as I know, never got a sequel of any kind, and it's a shame because that game is tremendous. Scales, you must have played that with me in college at some point.
I think so. I don't have much memory of it, but I'm pretty sure we played it. Yeah,
it's an overhead overhead view, and it's one or two players, and it's like you have a green Jeep and a red Jeep, and you can either fire the machine gun, which always fires up no matter what way the Jeep is facing. I think it's the B button, and then the A button. You start off with a grenade launcher, and then you keep upgrading your weapon. So the goal is obviously you get start, finish. There's a boss at the end of every level, but you want to collect as many POWs as you can. So you bomb the barracks where they're being kept, and you collect the POWs, and then there's a special barracks where this flashing POW comes out and you upgrade your weapon. So you start off with the grenade launcher, collect the special POW, then you get a missile, and then you could upgrade another 2 times where when you shoot the missile, it fires shots out in all 4 directions. And basically you're just blowing stuff up. Like there's guns shooting at you from all angles, depending on the level, and the game gets pretty intense as time goes on. But there are other Jeeps, tanks, helicopters come and are bombing you from above. Just a phenomenal game, again, with a great soundtrack. Konami had some of the best video game soundtracks. I think their music was their music had a distinct sound, composition wise, but also just the sonically, like what their programming, their software instruments sounded like. You could usually tell a Konami or Ultra game by what the sound is like. The Ninja Turtles games, Castlevania, Contra, Jackal, they all have an identifiable sound, and the Jackal soundtrack is great. Aren't that many levels? I want to say there are 5, but the last level is just a bot. It's crazy. It's so hard. The final.
Is that like a beats?
Yeah, like a beats, but crazy. The final boss battle is one where I know I have thrown my controller across the room as an adult. more than once, just out of sheer frustration, because there's just so much going on. You're getting attacked from the front. You have stuff coming up from behind that you have to shoot. It's just a very difficult game.
Is it one shot and dead? If you get hit once, do you die?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Those games are so frustrating.
Yeah. And sometimes you get cheap shot. It's like, because it's, if anything touches you, you die. But then there's also various gunfire and bombs and everything coming from all directions. Sometimes you'll be stuck in a spot where you have multiple guns trained on you and you have these shots coming, and you have to, it could be a little bit better with a second player, because then you could send someone as a decoy and have one of the guns follow, and then you can shoot. Just a great game. The other way to upgrade your weapon is you collect all the POWs, because you can, I think you get one up, but also you drop them off at a helicopter, and if you drop off enough of them, then your weapon gets upgraded from that too. I never even thought of why they never made a sequel to that game. I guess maybe because the market's flooded with those kind of Jeep tank, ground assault games, but it was really good. And again, like, you might see it on some lists, like greatest games lists, but not something that you hear people talking about
regularly.
Conversation. It's a shame. That one, it's another one that you have to look through your library on your modded system. That's a great game.
I will. When we mentioned the one shot and dead, I try to imagine like kids that are growing up now having to play games like that. They'd probably be so frustrated. It's like such a different level of frustration back when we were growing up versus now, and how there was no save states. And did that game have passwords for the levels or no?
No, and you have a limited number of continues.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep.
Helped us grow as people, I think. Video games when we were
really
kids.
Built some character.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the thing with that game, at least, is that it's short. Again, I think 5 or 6 levels. Not easy by any means. It's really difficult, especially the last level is just insane. But games like that and Contra, there was a learning curve, but beginning to end, beat the game, and you could beat it in half an hour if you're good at it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if Contra might even be shorter than that, but it's no save states, no way to save, no internet, nothing to look up. I mean, like, any secrets in these games, you either had to find yourself, know somebody who came across one of these secrets, it was all word of mouth, or look up in Nintendo Power, or a little bit of luck. There was no or like in the Wizard,
or money.
There was a Nintendo hotline, which existed. But I mean, that's something people today take for granted. It's like any secret in any game, any password you could look up, and it's there. Back in the day, it's just like, oh, there we go.
Game Genie, baby.
Game Genie, opened up a whole nother realm. For sure. All right, good pick there, Cast. Jackal. All right, so it is down to me. One more game. Excuse me. And I'm going back. No. I'm not talking about Jurassic Park or things like that. I won't cry. I'm going back to the Sony PlayStation yet again, probably in that 1996 time frame. And this is a game that is called Hard Trilogy. And obviously based on the Die Hard movies. This was...
Imagine it wasn't.
What? Yeah, that'd be weird. 3 games in one. So you had each movie...
What a deal.
Yeah, it was great. Like, as a kid, I'm like, whoa, 3 games for the price of one? I'm in. So each movie...
Like the pool table, ping pong table, and air hockey 3 in 1.
Yeah, exactly. Those were always exciting.
One more game.
Great commercial.
I preferred the Crossfire commercial. Crossfire!
I was going to wish you knew the words there.
Were there words there?
I don't know. Die Hard Trilogy. So the first game is basically you are John McClane, and this is a third-person shooter, and you're going through the Nakatomi Plaza, and you're
Tucson,
rescuing civilians in Tucson. Yes, you're rescuing civilians and shooting terrorists, and it's a great third-person shooter. The second game, Die Harder, is a first-person shooter. Different style of game, equally as fun. And then, of course, you had Die Hard with a Vengeance, the third movie of the trilogy. And this one was my favorite one in the game. You basically were driving a car and you were trying to get to locations to disarm bombs, I believe. I don't believe you ever get out of the car, as far as I remember, right, Duffy? You're just driving trying to get to a location.
Yep, you're just driving in the
runs
car.
out.
You never get out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was always my favorite one of the three. Don't really remember the music. Don't really remember too much.
Did the games take you through specific scenes in the movies?
I mean, the first one just kind of follows the general story. I don't think
does he walk
so.
across glass or anything?
No, I don't remember any of that.
I don't think so.
It's just the general setting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the second one is like a side-scrolling first person. So yeah, it brings you through kind of like the airport when he's there. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I thought this is an excellent pick because I love.
Did you have it?
All three.
Did you have
had it too. I preferred the first one. The original, like the third person one, but first and the third were my favorite out of the ones because I never was a huge like side scroller first person shooter kind of fan anyway.
Agreed.
But
how is it a side scrolling first person shooter? Is that possible?
It's ready for the crickets.
I'm serious.
Well, just like it moves through. It's like it kind of moving you through. What you did, it's so
kind of like Area 51 and like the arcade machine, Area 51,
one of those, like
where kind of like just
the
like
Terminator one.
Maybe not necessarily side scrolling, but like
but it moves. I'm just using
like moves
the general term of side scrolling. I know it's not completely accurate. You know what?
I'm just confused. I don't know the game. I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, picture like Area 51 or Terminator in the arcade if you ever played those, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah? No? Have you played those? Or no?
So it's a first-person shooter.
Yeah. He's going to get mad.
I ain't listening to you no more.
Perfect. All right, you guys have any other little tidbits or comments on anyone else's picks?
I've never seen Die Hard Trilogy on PlayStation.
I thought you were going to say the movies.
I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen Die Hard 2 or any of the other sequels. And sadly, I saw Die Hard on a plane, and the yippee-ki-yay line
Mr.
was
Falcon?
censored.
Boo.
I think you just said yippee-ki-yay. It wasn't even Mr. Falcon.
My boss always says yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon, because that's the one he remembers as a kid on TV.
It's entirely possible he said Mr. Falcon, but I heard the line. I was like, oh, come on.
Mr. Falcon.
I don't even remember that game coming out, Die Hard Trilogy.
Yeah, it was like added to like PlayStation Greatest Hits and PlayStation like Platinum Pick. Like I might have known that like as a kid, like when that stuff would happen. But when I looked on Wikipedia and saw it, I was like, wow, this game was, I guess, super popular.
Yeah, it was fun. I remember playing that. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, the first one was, in my opinion, my favorite, the third person. And then I'm not going to talk about the side scroller here, but no, the Die Hard Vengeance one where you're driving around, that was a lot of fun though too. But yeah, it was. I thought the graphics were pretty okay too for them. I don't really remember the music like you were saying, but they were a lot of fun. But yeah, and then maybe another day we can talk about if Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not too. So
yeah, let's open up that can of worms.
How would you rank the movies, out of curiosity?
Yeah, Duff. You're the Die Hard expert here.
Die Hard original numero uno. Then I'm not including any of the. Well, they had like 5 of them total.
I just ranked the first 3.
First 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance, the third one, and then Die Hard 2, Die Harder, whatever. It's probably the way I'd rank them. Though, is it Gary Busey? Is Gary Busey in the second one? I believe he is.
I think so.
Which kind of does bring it to another level. But I think he's in that one, but I could be completely wrong. I haven't seen that one in a while. But yeah, I don't know. I like Die Hard with a Vengeance. I thought that was very well made. Usually, a third one in a trilogy, they kind of like start losing some of their ability. But I thought it was a very...
Add in Samuel L. Jackson, and it's...
Of course.
Bound for glory. Yeah.
So there's some scenes in there that, I don't feel very comfortable talking about on here, but there's some good scenes on there where it's, I don't know, some funny stuff. Yeah.
All right.
I guess I'm gonna have to watch.
You have to just watch it now.
Yeah.
You could
I recommend it.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Hope you liked our picks here for our forgotten gem video games from way back in the day. Please leave comments with some of your games that people might have forgotten about, or just ones that you love that maybe weren't any of the. Oh, so we have another guest here on the podcast.
Yep.
Meow.
Hello. She gonna pick Chippendales Rescue Rangers, that fat cat there.
Oh, yeah.
Please be sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. Ring that bell for notifications, and also follow us on social media, and check out our audio only versions on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And until then, we will see you down the road. Take care, everybody.
Later.
Goodbye.
I need to snap when I bite into it.